The Ecwa District Church Council held its 2026 Leadership Induction Seminar for newly elected church leaders, reaffirming its commitment to raising faithful and godly servants who will lead the church with integrity, humility, and dedication. The atmosphere of the Ecwa District Church Council was filled with joy and expectation as much leaders gather for the 2026 Leadership Induction Seminar held under the theme Strengthening Godly Leadership. The seminar brought together pastors, pastors' wives, newly elected elders, newly elected leaders of the men, women, and youth fellowships, as well as executives of various church units and agencies across the District Church Council. The gathering was aimed at equipping these leaders with biblical principles for effective and Christ-centered leadership as they begin a new season of service.
The way we are and the way we are handling God's resources in the church, especially the treasurers, the financial secretaries, let me say even the pastors and the church secretaries or the secretary of any group that we belong, because we usually consider this for as the finance team of the group or of the church. How are we doing with God's resources?
Throughout the seminar, participants were reminded that leadership in God's kingdom is a sacred calling built on humility, integrity, accountability, prayer, and faithful service. The speakers emphasized that effective leadership is measured not by authority, but by a willingness to serve, inspire unity, and uphold the mission of Christ within the church.
The key lesson, one, they should realize that God is the owner of the church. They should realize that all the resources in the church, even personal resources, everything belongs to God. Even we human beings belong to God. So we should realize those facts. My major advice to them is that they should not relent in serving God, and not just serving God, but serving God faithfully. Somebody once said that it is good to be honest, but it is not enough to be honest, but to be transparently honest. So I wish and I want to advise that every member, if we say we are serving God, God who knows whatever is in our hearts, He knows our thought, He knows our action, He knows even when we make utterances, He will put it on the scale and judge us by it. So we should fear God and ensure that whatever we are doing will be to the glory of God.
The newly elected officers were encouraged to lead by example, remain steadfast in their faith, and work together for the spiritual growth and development of every local church under the DCC.
If we look at the session of all these seminars today, that we should not be a stranger in our assignment, and of course, the strengthening that we need to be able to deliver as a leader. All these things are very, very germane as a leader for us to understand and to help us to be able to accomplish God's purpose in all these assignments.
This program of induction course for the elected leaders on other Fatitanke DCC will be a great privilege and a motive for the leaders not to be foreigners in their own land, and it's also actually going to help them to equip them on actually what to do in the responsibility and the position that they have been elected to, so that they will be able to carry the work effectively as the Lord enable them.
Working for God requires that we should do it according to the pattern. God has a laid down rules for every works He has called us into, and so we need to follow the pattern strictly.
They should emulate what this regime have been doing, so that we remain educative and informative. It's a spiritual growth for all the SCC and all the local churches that are present in this program. So we are encouraging them, those people that are coming, that they should emulate these people so that the Fatitanke DCC shall be moving forward.
My word of advice for this is to continue this type of program, because it will energize and make the selected elders and fellowship leaders to know the purpose of being in that post.
We should not be weary. We should continue, because the reward is waiting for us at the last day.
Advice to the DCC is that we will do a kind of follow-up so that every church will be able to key in into this discipleship of a thing, so that if the church members are disciples, there won't be much problem in the church. So it is, I want to give this kind of advice to the DCC fellowship, DCC executive, that they should do a kind of follow that to ensure that most of our churches are keen to this discipleship and they are able to follow it up so that it will help the growth of the church.
Using this medium to appeal and to urge all the members of the Ecwa, especially with the leaders, that we should please adhere to all what that we have taught in this seminar to make the work of God easier for us and to enable the Church of God to grow. And even in the financial aspect, we should try and make it to be effective, even more than the one that we have been doing, so that it will keep us to be, it will make us to have integrity even in the Church of God.
They pledge to put the lessons learned into practice, promoting unity, faithful stewardship, and servant leadership in their respective churches.
The seminar was so good, and I can assure you that 90% of the participants have gained a lot, because there are some things which many people doesn't know, but they have known it. Actually, Ecwa have a very concrete stand, and anybody that knows Ecwa won't find it difficult to work with Ecwa. So as for me, I've gained a lot more today on this seminar, and that will help me to move forward in my responsibility in the church.
It's a timely program. For us, some of us are just entering into that terrain. We've never been there, and of course it has created an avenue for us to learn about what or to understand the expectation of the office we occupy, key into the policies and the programs of Ecwa as a body, and also it has prepared us for some of even the challenges that are envisaged in the coming days.
It has prepared me so much, because they now let me know my responsibility as a leader, that I'm there not to anybody but to work for God, and that I will be accountable for anything I do as a leader, not to man alone but to God Almighty.
It has actually brought the qualities of good leadership, good discipleship, how to be a good worker in the vineyard of God, and what you can do to be a good mentor to others, so that you will not be only a good leader, but people can be able to emulate what you do.
The seminar reflects the District Church Council's continued commitment to building strong, spiritually grounded leaders who will faithfully advance the work of God. The success of the 2026 Leadership Induction Seminar marked another important step in preparing leaders for effective ministry and strengthening the future of the church through biblical leadership.
Go Then